Hello, good morning, and welcome to another episode of Harness News Update. I'm your boy Trey Colbeck. We're back after taking the last week off. Needed some time to recharge, refuel, and get back going. As we start hitting the summer months, way more more racing, more stake racing, and a lot more to come. And we're here live on our presenting sponsor, HarnessLink.com, because HarnessLink.com is the only harness racing website truly dedicated to covering news and events in the harness racing industry worldwide. We're also sponsored by HarnessBid, because HarnessBid is the game changer for the standardbred and harness racing bloodstock industry. Provides buyers and sellers with an easy-to-use online platform that offers global reach, unparalleled transparency, and convenience for you, its customers, with zero commission. So you don't have to worry about those hefty commission fees eating into your profits. For more information and to get started, visit harnessbid.com. And thank you, as always, to our friends at the UFTA. So kind of a quick show today. I'm not going to cover everything that we've missed from last week. So I'm just going to start off as if it was a normal Friday show. I'm going to recap the action from Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. So we have a couple $30,000 stake races from Scioto to kick things off, and then we have the leg 2 of the Kentucky sired stakes for 4-year-olds, and then a couple things in New York, in Minnesota. And then to round out the show, I'll preview this upcoming stake action. We'll have the Steve McCoy final, another $30,000 stake race from Scioto, and then the two big ones from Northfield Park on Saturday, the Battle of Lake Erie and the MGM Buckeye Distaff Invitational. So we'll talk about those, preview those at the end. But before that, here we go. Let's recap everything from the last few days. And the first thing we're going to kick off is the John Konensky III Trot Final, 30,000 on Tuesday night at Scioto Downs. This is a field of 10. This is the Ohio sired fillies and mares, non-winners of 1 or 7,500 lifetime, 5 years and under. This is a trot. So let's see who wins this.
Amazing face. They're moving up and moving into the. Here they go. They're off. For the lead, All About Faith. Phyllis L. center the track. Outside, Uncle Pete's Dream. To the inside, Dopatudo. Inside, Amazing Face is their fifth, driving 3 wide, West 55. Then it is Lady Almost, who's in between horses as they head to the quarter. Racing in 8th is Cholita 9th. Royalty for Tommy in the early trailer, Flip 5 Stones. Make their way to the quarter. Uncle Pete's Dream has the lead. All About Faith is second, 28-3 opening quarter. To the inside, Phyllis L. West 55. Parked Out is now third, going right on. Dopatudo to the inside. Amazing Face is out and driving, and Lady Almost is following that cover. Then it is Cholita. She's off the rail as West 55 will make her way to the lead. Cholita is third over outside, and at the rail is Royalty for Tommy. And the trailer 10th and last, Flip 5 Stone starts to move. Half 57-4, 29-1. West 55 has the lead. Uncle Pete's Dream has the pocket. All About Faith to the inside. Amazing Face rolling up on the outside was fifth, then fourth, then third, now second, going after the leader. Lady Almost is now fourth outside. At the rail, Phyllis L. Alongside Cholita as Noble tries to get the plugs out. Outside, Flip 5 Stones. Inside, Dopatudo. And Amiscu has Flip 5 Stones out of it. 3/4, 126-3, 28-4 backside. West 55 with the lead. Amazing Face is still digging 3 wide. Lady Almost to the inside. Uncle Pete's Dream. All About Faith continuing to ride the rail. Cholita trying to rally for Noble into the stretch. West 55 passing lane. Uncle Pete's Dream. Outside, Lady Almost is coming on. Lady Almost. Uncle Pete's Dream inside. Lady Almost up to win the final of the John Konensky III at 156-2. Back into the Sugar Valley Farms Winner's Circle winner.
Here we go. So it's Lady Almost gets the win there in 156 and 2, like you heard, a 29 and 1 last quarter. Ryan Stahl trains and was in the bike for this 3-year-old filly by Triumphant Caviar, owned by Ryan Stahl and Watson Harness Racing, Kendall Stuckey, and William Hart. Bred by Chris Easterday from Ohio, so that's the big winner there. Uncle Pete's Dream finished second with Chris Page, and Amazing Face and Jeremy Smith rounds out your tri-actor. Then the next thing we'll look at is Wednesday, keeping it locked in at Scioto, though, was the Kevin Greenfield final. This was race 8 on Wednesday. 30,000, field of 10 again. This time is for Horse and Geldings, non-winners of 1 or 7,500 lifetime Ohio sired, 5 years or younger. This is another trot. Let's see who wins this one, takes this one home on Wednesday night.
To kick off the mid-card pick 4 from Scioto Downs, so here they go. They're off. Going for the lead, Papanordine. Left well to the inside. Gotta have rhythm. Country Jet is there third. 3 wide into the turn. Uncle Ruckus. The inside spur of the moment. Luther Brothers away 6. Racing in 7th. Please and thank you. Next is Do What's Right in 8th. 9th is Rose Run Zeb and Mr. Sweet. The early trailer on over to the quarter, and Papanordine and Jeremy Smith lead the way past the quarter, 28 and 2. Gotta Have Rhythm is there in 2nd. Country Jet 3rd. Uncle Ruckus is racing 4th. And he will press on for Tyler Smith out to pick up the cover. Luther Brothers inside, spur of the moment, moving 3rd over Please and Thank You. Do What's Right, 4th over Outside. 5th over is Rose Run Zeb and Mr. Sweet trails and rides the rail. On over to the half, Papanordine with the lead. Uncle Ruckus, long mile on the outside, is challenging second as they pass the half, 59 seconds. 30 and 3 in the second split. Gotta Have Rhythm. It's racing 3rd to the inside. Luther Brothers outside 4th. Please and Thank You to the inside. Country Jet. Then it is Spur of Moment at the rail. Trying to get in gear. Do What's Right. Then it is Rose Run Zeb and Mr. Sweet. Tempo quickens now as they drive for 3/4. Papanordine on the inside, battles back, puts ahead in front. Uncle Ruckus going the long way around, 3 wide. Here comes Luther Brothers circling to the top, 126 and 4, 27 and 4 backside. It's Luther Brothers taking over the lead. He'll circle up and take over. Papanordine and Uncle Ruckus still battling. Please and Thank You, 3 wide into the stretch, and Luther Brothers has made the lead, and he hit every stride. Luther Brothers and Dan Noble will win the final of the Kevin Greenfield Trot. Luther Brothers, and a photo for place 155 and 4.
Yeah, Luther Brothers gets the job done. This is a long Tom. Wins a 155 and 4 with Dan Noble. Todd Luther trains. It's owned. He's owned by Greg Luther Racing LLC. But yeah, this long Tom, a sired trotter, getting the win here. Luther Brother to end up our stuff here at Scioto. Now we're going to move to some more sire stakes action. Only some legs here. Second leg of the Kentucky Sired Stake. This was Tuesday at Oak Grove. Let's jump back to Tuesday here. We'll kick things off first with 4-year-old Horse and Gelding Pacers. Second leg, 50,000 in the purse here. Field of 7. Wire to wire, though, Admiral Hill and Yannick Gingras take this one down in 150 and 3. Pierre Igblum trains this pacer. This Admiral Hill is a 4-year-old Sweet Lou product. Then there was also 3 splits for the 4-year-old Horse and Gelding Trotters, kicking off in race 1, $50,000 in each of them. They go races 1, 2, and 3. First one here, the Hazelton sits third for most of the race, then pops out. Yannick Gingras again wins in the driver's seat here with Ferran Burke, this time in 150 and 3. For 153 and 3, 27 and 2 closing quarter for the Hazelton. He's a muscle mass gelding. And the second split for the age trotters here goes to Ari Ferrari J, wire to wire in 153. Dexter Dunn gets the win here, his first win of the day, and for trainer Tony Alegna. And then in the third race, Dexter Dunn gets the job done again here for the trotters, this time with best friend Volo, this time for trainer Nancy Tatker, wire to wire in 153 flat, a 28-3 closing quarter. Prince of Honor, though, tried closing late, had a 27-3 closing last quarter, but could not catch best friend Volo. That's all for the aged horse and gelding trotters. There was one split for the 4-year-old mare trotters. Tony Alegna gets another training win, and Dexter Dunn gets another win in the bike, his third of the day at the moment. He would actually end with 4. It's a big day for Dexter Dunn. This time he gets it done with Mambasita. Almost wire to wire. Sat second for a while. Popped out down the stretch here in the pocket. Sure, it wasn't there wire to wire. I read that wrong. He sat in the pocket for most of the race and popped out here. Mambasita 152-3, 28-3 last quarter for her. And then the only other thing, there was a non-wagering for the 4-year-old mare pace. I don't have the clip for you, but I'll read out who won this one. Zanata wins this one, a field of 4. She wins in 151 for with Andy Miller in the bike for trainer Jennifer Borgiano. There was only a field of 4. Hungry for Love finished second. Keep My Secret finished third. And To All a Good Night finished 4th. So that's everything from Kentucky. Now we'll move to New York. And the host here is Buffalo Raceway on Wednesday, had the second leg for the 3-year-old Colton Gelding Pace for the New York side. They also had the Excelsior. So we'll look at both of those. First, we'll look at the sired stakes here. There was 2 splits for them. First one is race 1. Ameritrick wins this one wire to wire with Brett Beckwith in the bike. 152-3 was the mile time, 28-3 closing quarter. This American Ideal pacer gets the job done. George Ducharme trains the gelding. Big win here for him. Was the favorite, so the bettors knew what was going on in this one. And second split was race 7, and this one Jason Bartlett steers Boston Rocks to a wire-to-wire victory in 152-2. Michael Dieters trains this Boston Red Rocks sired gelding, or Colt, sorry, actually Colt technically. And the bettors knew this one even more. This one was bet pretty hard into the ground, almost even money. Then there was 3 splits for the New York Excelsior Series for 3-year-old pacing colts and geldings. First one was race 2 on the card on Wednesday. This one goes to Texas Hold'em. Texas Hold'em wins this one from coming way off the pace in 154-4. Mark McDonald was in the bike. Ryan Schnicker trains this Huntsville sired gelding. Big win there. 27-2 closing quarter, coming from all the way to 5th. Sneaking up the middle there, or on the inside. Big win for Texas Hold'em. The second split for the Excelsior here goes race 5. Escape to America, another American Ideal. Wins in 154-2. Jason Bartlett again in the winner's circle. This time for trainer Deborah Dequette. Big win here for this American Ideal Colt. And the third and final split is race 8 for the Excelsior Series. Seen here. Another American Ideal. This time Brett Beckwith back in the bike. This time for trainer Mark Harder. Wins this one 154 flat, 28-1 closing quarter. A lot of no big upsets in the sires or the Excelsior Series on Wednesday. And then the last track we'll look at, a little bit of racing last night at Running Aces. They had, first we'll look at the Burning Blaze Series. There was 2 splits for this. 7,000. This is second leg, late closers. Non-winners of 12,500 or Minnesota 6,250 lifetime, or Phillies Mares get a little bit extra here. But Town Line, Vicky Lou wins this one in 155-1. Elson Miller trains and was in the bike. Minor, I wasn't the betting favorite, but was 2-1 odds. Was the second favorite. Wins this. This is a 3-year-old filly by check 6. Filly getting it done here. The second split for the Blazing Series was race 3. Wins by charming 6. Wins wire to wire in 156 and 4. Dean Maggie in the bike for Lawrence Philback. This is a big win here for the 4-year-old gelding by check 6. That's the Burning Blaze series. There's also Minnesota sired action going on. A couple different things here. First was the Minnesota sired for 3-year-old fillies Class A. 16,000 here in this purse. There's only one split for the A division, or for any fillies that matter. Apple Juice, what a name! Apple Juice wins. Jacob Cutting in the bike for trainer Scott Bannett. 154 and 4 was the mile time. This is a fancy schmancy filly. Then there's one split for the 3-year-old Colton Gelding pace for Class A. Anyway, race 10. It goes to Celebrity Status. Big win there, wire to wire, 154 and 3. Luke Plano in the bike for trainer Rick Nolan. Celebrity Status is a Voss sired gelding. Big win there. But there was also Class B for 3-year-old Colton Gelding Pacers, and that was race 7, a couple of races earlier. This one goes to Moon Kid Photo. Chad Svensson in the bike for Joel McDaniel. Comes from way off the pace to win 158 and 2. A 29 and 3 closing quarter was what this Carpathian Kid sired pacer needed to do. Is a 3-year-old gelding by a Carpathian Kid. Big win there. And there was also a Class C earlier in the day for 3-year-old Colton Gelding Pacers. Race 2. Wow, I don't think you can make a horse any more Minnesota here. Minnesota Mini wins in 157 and 2. Gary Rath trains and was in the bike. 157 and 2, like I said, a 30-second flat last quarter for this filly. Oh, this is just open. It's 3-year-old class open. There, yeah, so that's why there's a filly in here, mixed in here. Makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense. So that's everything from the recap department anyway for the last few days. Now we're going to get into the preview part. So first up, we're going to have the Steve McCoy final Friday night at Scioto. Here it is. Give me 1 second here. I'll make this screen big. You don't need to see me. As long as you hear me, I think that suffices. And that's your field of 10. $30,000, like I said, starting from the 1, John's Shadow and Bo Brown, coming at 5-2 morning line odds. When Mavie Smiles and Trevor Smith at 10-1, but sits the 2-hole. Bella Rain and Dad Noble at 8-1, sits the 3 spot. 4 is Jump Style Hanover with Chris Page, 6-1 odds. Odds on Sarah and Sam Widgers, the 5. They're 4-1. They got a shot. 6, Fear My Grace and Luke Hanners comes in another long shot, 10-1. Seaside Party is the 7 and your morning line favorite at 2-1. Brett Miller in the bike. Rockin' Jane is the 8. Kane Kaufman. One of the longest shots on the board at 15-1. Co-longest shot with the 9. Sister Mary Stigmata and Scott Cisco at 15-1. And the 10, Dancing Dragon at 12-1 and Jason Beatty. So here we go. We're going to look a little bit more in depth here at your top 3 morning line odds. First one, Seaside Party is a down by the Seaside mare, 4-year-old mare. She won second leg after finishing second in the first leg. She's got 2 wins this year and 3 starts, 1 second, so never finished worse than second. 154 and 1 is her lifetime mark. She never raced as a 2-year-old officially, so not a bad way to start her career with 2 wins and a second. The second favorite at 5-2 is John's Shadow, a 3-year-old filly by Big Bad John. She's got 2 wins this year in 4 starts, 1/3 in that time as well. She's got 2 wins in this series. The fastest was 152 and 3 in the first leg. She followed that up with a 153 and 2 in the second leg. In her career, those are her only 2 wins though in her career in 14 career starts. And then the third morning line favorite is the 5, and that was odds on Sarah. She comes in at 4-1. 4 starts this year, 1 win, 1 second, and a third. She won the first leg of the Scott McCoy series and 155 and 2. Followed that up with a second place finish last time out. She had 3 starts as a 2-year-old, never got in the top 3, so definitely starting this her 3-year-old season a lot better. And that's our top 3. We got Seaside Party at 2-1. This is the 7. The 1, John's Shadow at 5-2. And the 5, odds on Sarah is at 4-1. The 5 here. And this is race 9 tonight at Scioto Downs Friday night. This is the Scott McCoy again. Final for Ohio Sire. Fillies and Mares, non-winners of 1 or 7,500 lifetime, of course, coming into the series. Some horses clearly won now. This is race 9. When does it go off? Estimated post time 8:50. It says on USTA, so 8:50 local time. And that's that one. Now let's move on to the next one here. I'll pull up the field here. We're going to move to Northfield. Here it is, the Battle of Lake Erie. This goes on Saturday. Northfield Park. This is race 11. $200,000 up for grabs, a field of 9. And let's list them off here. We got the 1 line drive, Hanover. And Aaron Merriman coming at 7-2, get the rail. By the Missile is your morning line favorite at 2-1. The Ron Burke train By the Missile. Chris Page in the bike. Coach's Corner and Jason Barlett gets the 3-hole, comes in at 12-1. Carbine and Austin Hanners at 8-1 in the 4 spot. Ella Blue coming off a big win in the Camluck, and I believe won the Regatta series as well. Ronnie Wren Jr. in the bike there for Ron Burke. 6-1 odds for Ella Blue. Little Rocket Man and Jeremy Smith get the 6th spot at 10-1. Charlie May and Brett Miller at 15-1 is the 7. And the 8, Why Not Now, and Dan Noble at 20-1. And Desperate Man is the 9. Akakali in the bike, and they're at 4-1 odds there. So let's take a look here. We're going to look at the top 4 morning line odds this time. By the Missile is your 2-1 favorite. 5-year-old gelding down by the Seaside. Only 1 start this year, and that was in the Auger, back in Philadelphia. He finished 8th, or 5th. Sorry, finished 5th. Tongue-tied here. Finished 5th. So they earned a check. But last year had 11 wins and 16 starts last year. Made over $1 million last year in 2023. $2.2 million earner in his career. 34 starts, $2.2 million, not too bad, with lifetime mark of 147-1. His last win came at Rosecroft last year. But he's going to line up right outside of Line Drive Hanover, who's the 1, coming in at 7-2. 3 wins this year in 7 starts. Actually, has 3 wins and 3 seconds in 7 starts. Finished 2nd in the Camluck after a 7th place in the Regatta final. After winning a few in the series there, but as not yet at $1 million, $750,000 lifetime, 147 is lifetime mark. Desperate Man, the 9, is at 4-1 odds. The Shadow Play Gelding, 5 well. Just shy of 1.5 million in career earnings. 149 and 3 is his lifetime mark. And last and certainly not least, we're going to look at Hullabaloo. Comes in at 6-1 odds, is the 5. 6-year-old by Sweet Lou. Like I said, won the Camluck in 151-1 and won the Regatta Series final in 150-2 at Yonkers. So that's the big wins here. That's the 2 big wins of the year. Almost $500,000 in earnings just this year from that 1.5 million in his career. 148 and 4 is his lifetime mark at the Meadows. So that again is your field of 9. We By the Missile at 2-1 is your favorite. Morning line favorite, the 1 at 7-2 is Line Drive Hanover. Desperate Man, the 9 at 4-1. And Hullabaloo, don't count him out. He's come up big in big races this year. And then the last race we will look at, we'll stick with Northfield Park. Race 13, $75,000 up for grabs here in the MGM Buckeye Distaff for Ohio Sired mares, 4 years old and up. Field of 9 here, starting from the 1, High Flying Philly and Chris Page at 7-2. The 2 is racing for 3, Trevor Smith in the bike. They're 5-2. They're actually the morning line favorite at 5-2. Terra Pasta is the 3 with Dan Noble, one of the longer shots on the board at 15-1. The 4 of Fear of Faith and Jeremy Smith at 12-1. The 5, Jason Barlett will be in the bike with Soft Spot at 4-1. The 6, Smooth as Tennessee Whiskey and Brett Miller at 20-1. 7, Hey Mama, and Ronnie Wren Jr. at 10-1. Do It Like Bobby and Austin Hanners is at 8-1. And Hang On Cowgirl and Billy Davis Jr. is the 9 at 9-2. So here we'll look at the top 4 again. Racing for 3 at 5-2. Western Terra Mare here. 5 wins already this year in 12 starts. Fastest mile of the year is 151-3 at Miami Valley, where we're looking at here, but a lifetime mark of 151 flat. 12 career wins in 30 starts, so she definitely knows how to get the job done, and the 2-hole will definitely help her. But just lining up inside of her is High Flying Philly. The mare by Dome That Again has 1 win this year in 7 starts, 4 top 3 finishes. Not yet at $200,000 in her career. Lifetime mark of 150-4, but only has the highest time of 154-4 this year at Northfield Park. It'll probably be a speed duel, obviously, between these two early as they get the rail. But if you want to look at a horse maybe who could come from off the pace and steal this one, let's no look further. It's Soft Spot. The Noble High Hill mare has 2 wins this year, 12 in her career. Lifetime mark of 151-2, which she first did at Dayton Raceway, but then matched it this year at Hoosier Park. And her last win a couple of weeks ago, back on May the 25th. So yeah, she could definitely show some speed here and get the job done. Or if you like, maybe look at the 9. Hang On Cowgirl at 9-2. Coming off a win at Northfield Park just done last week in 153-4. That was her 4th win of the year, 9th of her career. She has a lifetime mark of 152-3, which she did at Miami Valley Raceway. Another Western Terra. This 6-year-old will be looking to make an impact here. And this is race 13, so both these races are on Saturday at Northfield Park. Race 11 is the Battle of Lake Erie, and race 13 is the Distaff. 9:40 Eastern Time is the Battle of Lake Erie, and the next one is a roughly 10:25 Eastern Time, with the race kicking off at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. And we'll be back on Tuesday, of course, to recap all this and more. That's all I have for you today, so thank you for joining me. Thank you for watching. Make sure to like, share, subscribe, comment, all the wonderful things you can do on social media. Like, it's a quick episode. Just took a nice week off. We'll be back again on Tuesday to recap all the stuff from over the weekend. Maybe we'll just take a quick look here. Since it's a quick show, we'll look at what's going on over this weekend entirely. Obviously, just the 3 races that we touched on. But there'll also be some New York 3-year-old filly trotters in New York. Will have their shot. The Curry and Ives division. Of course, we have the eliminations, big eliminations going on at Woodbine Mohawk Park with the Roses Are Red, the Good Times, the North America Cup, Fan Hanover, Armbro Flight, and that. Century Downs has the Moores Mile Breeders elimination. And actually, if you want my written about that, that'll be posted later today. So check out harnesslink.com for that. The Shirley McLean Breeders, I don't think there's any eliminations for that, so that'll be next week. The finals for that. Minnesota continues. Ontario Prospect Series continues. Quebec Bred Series starts up, and the Mark Austin Memorial Series at Dresden Raceway, and a little bit more. We'll talk about more and recap all that and preview what's going on next week on Tuesday, same time, same place here on harnesslink.com, because Harness News will update where else to be than harnesslink.com, the only harness racing website truly dedicated to covering news and events in the harness racing industry worldwide. Thank you to our sponsors, Harness Bid and the USTA. But have a wonderful weekend. We'll see you Tuesday. Bye-bye.